Okay, again, good day. So, punta tayo dito sa addition of vectors, no? So, dun muna tayo sa first case, no? Which is addition of vectors with the same direction. So, meron tayong problem dito, no? Sabi ng problem natin, two people are pushing a disabled car. One exerts a force of 200 newtons east, while the other a force of 150 newtons east also. So what is the net force exerted on the car? So meron tayong dalawang vectors dito which are force, no? So yung force 1 or yung first person nag-exert ng force na 200 newtons directed to the east direction, while second person exerts a force of 150 newtons exerted also on the east direction. So kung makikita ninyo, they have the same direction of force. So meaning, dahil same direction sila ng force, ang gagawin lang natin is we just need to add the magnitude and then use the same direction. So meron tayong FBD dito or free body diagram, no? Or illustration kung saan ipinapakita natin yung force exerted by the two persons, no? So yung person 1 ba, hindi pala to, dapat pala F1, no? So yung first person, 200 newtons, yung second person, 150 newtons. They are both exerted in the east direction. So ang gagawin lang natin, you just need to add the magnitude. That is 200 newtons plus 150 newtons. That will be equal to 350 newtons. And then you just need to copy or use the same direction. That is this. So the total, no? So the total force or the F net will be equal to 350 newtons, no? So i-add nyo lang siya kapag parehas ng direction. Then copy or use the same direction. So ito, next problem naman tayo, no? This is a problem, no, with addition of vectors na opposite naman yung direction. Sabi dito, two soccer players kick a ball simultaneously from opposite sides, no? So ibig sabihin ay magkasalungat, no? So from opposite sides. Player 1 kicks with 50 newtons of force while player 2 kicks with 63 newtons of force. What is the net force on the ball? So, mapapansin nyo dito ay walang direction. But, tatandaan natin, it is directed in opposite direction. So player 1 kicks the ball with 50 newtons force opposite nung direction ng kick ng player 2, which is 63 newtons of force. No? Ibig sabihin, they are in opposite direction. What is the net force on the ball? So, yung ating first player kicks the ball 50 newtons while the second player kicks the ball at 63 newtons. So, for illustration, yung force or the first force is 50 newtons, yung ating second force is 63 newtons. But, tatandaan natin, walang binigyan direction, but alam natin that they are acting in opposite directions. So, ang pwede natin gawin dito is, we just need to subtract, no? I-subtract natin yung larger vector dun sa smaller vector. So, that will be 63 newtons minus 50 newtons, no? So, that will be equal to 13 newtons. And then, what will be the direction? So, walang binigay sa atin na direction, but alam natin na dapat kunin natin or dapat ay common sense will tell us, no, na dahil mas mataas yung 63 newtons, no, na force, which is player 2, so that will be 13 newtons in the direction nung pagsipa niya, which is away from him, kasi sumipa siya away from him. So that is 13 newtons away from player 2. So, kasi kung si player 1 ay nag-exert ng 50 newtons, papunta dun sa direction na yun, si player 2 naman ay nag-exert ng force, nasa nandun si player 2, na nag-exert siya ng force na 63 newtons, then, ano nangyari? Dahil mas mataas yung force ng player 2, no, it will result in a 13 newtons force away from player 2. No, kasi sinipa niya. Okay, so meron naman tayong problem dito which involves two vectors na merong direction na ang kanilang direction will give us a 90-degree angle or they are acting perpendicularly, no? So kapag ganyan yung problem natin, gumagamit tayo ng Pythagorean theorem para sa resultant magnitude and gumagamit tayo ng mga trigonometric functions in order to solve for the angle, no, nung ating angle ng ating direction, no, na hinahanap natin. So dito meron tayong tinatawag na reference, no, reference direction, no. So for example, dito sa ating problem, no, problem natin, an ambitious hiker walks 25 kilometers west. So meron tayong isang vector that's 25 kilometers west and then 35 kilometers south. That's our second vector in a day. So find the magnitude and direction of the hiker's resultant displacement relative to due west. So yung relative to due west, ibig sabihin yung west yung ating reference point when, or yung reference direction natin when it comes to yung ating direction. So ibig sabihin yung ating magiging angle magsisimula sa west, no? Yung ating reference ng direction ng ating angle, no? So solve natin. Okay, so ito yung ating problem, or ito yung representation ng ating problem na gumawa tayo ng diagram or ng free body diagram. So yung ating hiker ay merong displacement na 25 kilometers west and then lumiko siya ng displacement na 35 kilometers south. So ito yung ating diagram. So first displacement is 25 kilometers west and then second displacement is 35 kilometers south. So ang hinahanap natin is the resultant displacement, no, resultant displacement, and ang hinahanap natin also is the direction or the resultant direction of the hiker. That will be what is the direction nung ating resultant displacement. So gagawin natin, unahin, hanapin muna natin yung resultant magnitude. So to find for the resultant magnitude is equal to square root of vector 1 squared plus vector 2 squared, no? So ito ay displacement because displacement is a vector quantity, no? So mangyari, so 25 kilometers squared plus 35 kilometers squared. That will be square root of 625 plus 35 squared is 1,225. The square root of 625 plus 1,225, that will be 1,850. The square root of 1,850 is 43.0 or 43 kilometers. No? So, ibig sabihin, yung resultant magnitude, no, ng ating resultant magnitude ng ating hiker is 43 kilometers. So nag-travel siya ng 43 kilometers from starting position. So that will be 43 kilometers, no? Pero wala pa yung direction, so hindi pa kompleto yung ating sagot, no? So 43 kilometers, no? Hindi pa kompleto yung ating sagot. So anong kulang? Kulang pa ng direction. So ating direction, sabi nga, relative due west. So ibig sabihin, west yung ating reference point. Then mag-iwan tayo ng space for the angle, then south. No? So ibig sabihin, yung angle natin, simula sa west, going to south. Relative to west direction kasi, or relative to due west. So para mahanap yung angle, no, ang kailangan natin gawin ay gamitin yung tangent function, so tangent theta para hanapin natin yung angle. Tangent theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. So that will be yung opposite side, no, ng ating angle is the second displacement, V2 over first displacement, V1. So that will be equal to 35 kilometers divided by 25. So that will be equal to 1.4. 1.4 is shift tangent natin. Gawin natin shift tangent 1.4, or the answer that is 54.46 or 54.5, no? So that will be 54.5 degrees. No? So shift tangent natin. So ibig sabihin, ang lalagay natin dito is 54.5 degrees. So ang complete answer natin is the resultant vector or the resultant displacement is 43 kilometers west, 54.5 degrees south. No? Or pwede rin naman ang sagot dyan, 43 kilometers west, or 43 kilometers, 54.5 degrees south of west. No? So parehas lang yung ibig sabihin niyan. Okay, so ito naman yung ating next problem. So an airplane heads due north at 100 meters per second through a 30 meters per second crosswind blowing from the east to west direction. So determine the resultant velocity of the airplane relative to due north. So meron daw airplane that is going north, no, at 100 meters per second, and it is experiencing a crosswind blowing from east to west with a magnitude of 30 meters per second. So that is blowing from east to west, no, from east to west, na merong hangin from east to west na na-experience yung 100 meters per second airplane na due north, no? So i-determine natin yung resultant velocity ng airplane. Okay, so ito yung ating illustration, no? So sabi ng problem natin, yung airplane is moving 100 meters per second north while it is experiencing a crosswind from east going to west. So ito yung east, ito yung west, na 30 meters per second. So, ibig sabihin, itong ating airplane na mayroong velocity or mayroong velocity na 100 meters per second north na experiencing a 30 meters per second crosswind going to west. So, paano natin i-determine yung kanyang resultant velocity? So, hanapin natin yung resultant. And also, hanapin din natin, of course, yung direction or yung angle respective to the north direction. Kasi nga, nakalagay dun sa ating problem ay due north. Direction due to north. Ibig sabihin ay with respect to the north direction. So, yung angle natin is nandito. So, i-determine natin yung resultant magnitude muna. Okay? So, para ma-determine yung resultant magnitude is equal to the square root of velocity of the airplane squared plus the velocity of the wind squared. No? Ang gagawin mo lang dyan ay okay. So ang ating gagawin is Pythagorean theorem. Gagawin natin Pythagorean theorem. So that will be square root of 100 meters squared, meters per second squared, plus yung ating second velocity or second vector, which is 30 meters per second squared. That will be 100 squared, yan ay 10,000 syempre. 10,000 plus 900 pala. 900, no? So that will be the square root of 10,900. So, i-calculate natin. Tama. Plus 10,900. Square root ng 10,900 ay 104.4, no, meters per second. So, ibig sabihin, yung resultant velocity natin, or wala pa naman, no? Wala pang direction. So, yung resultant na speed natin, that is 104 meters per second. So, sulat natin dito. Dito na pala sa kabila, no, para at least ay makita natin. So yung resultant velocity ay 104 meters per second. Pero, tatandaan natin, hindi pa yun kompleto kasi dapat meron pang direction. So, para malaman yung ating direction or yung ano natin, yung ating direction ng ating airplane, sulat na natin dito yung north kasi yun yung reference natin, yung north. Tapos, dito naman yung east. Kasi dito natin sa gitna ilalagay yung angle or yung kung ilang degrees, no, due north. East tuloy west pala, no? So, ang gagawin natin ay, gagamitin natin syempre yung tangent function. Tangent theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. So, yung opposite side dito, ng angle na ito yung angle natin, ha? So, yung opposite side niya is yung second velocity. Tapos, yung adjacent side niya naman is yung first velocity. No? So, that will be 30 meters per second over 100. So that will be 0.3. 0.3 ay shift tangent natin para makuha natin yung angle na hinahanap natin. So gagawin natin is shift tangent natin. So the angle will be equal to, so 3 or 30 divided by 100, so 0.3 yan. Pinili natin yung shift tangent, tapos answer. Tapos ang makuha nating angle ay 16.69 or 16.7 degrees. So 16.7 degrees. So ang lalagay natin angle dito ay 16.7 degrees west. So ang magiging sagot natin is yung resultant velocity ng airplane is 104 meters per second north, 16.7 degrees west. So yan yung final answer sa ating next problem. So I went for a walk the other day. I went 0.80 miles east, then 1.2 miles south, then 0.20 miles west, and finally 0.40 miles north. So what is my resultant displacement? So lahat ng yan ay different vectors at ang gagawin natin ay pagsasama-samahin natin yung mga nalaman natin dun sa case 1, 2, and 3, no, na mga addition of vectors. Hanapin natin yung kanyang resultant displacement relative to due east. Okay, so paano natin solve tong ating problem? So, isolve po natin yung mga given natin. So, first, we have 0.80 miles east. Then, second vector is 1.2 miles south. Third vector is 0.20 miles west. And final vector is 0.40 miles north. Then, i-represent natin sila gamit ang Cartesian plane. No? So, ibig sabihin, ito yung 0.80 miles east. Then, yung person ay nag-walk ng 1.2 miles south. Then, nag-walk ulit siya ng 20 miles west. And then, nag-walk siya northward ng 0.40 miles north. So, ang kanyang magiging resultant from the starting point or origin papunta dun sa kanyang final position. So, yun yung ating magiging resultant vector. So, ang hanapin natin is this magnitude nitong resultant vector and also yung kanyang direction relative to due east. No? So, relative to due east. So, relative dito. So, ano yung angle na to? No? So, angle yung theta. So, ang gagawin natin dito is since merong mga vectors na opposite yung kanilang direction, gagawin natin, i-add muna natin yung mga vectors in opposite direction, no? So, para mahanap natin yung x, no, summation of the x component or horizontal component, kailangan yung i-add natin yung or i-determine natin yung mga vectors na nasa x or horizontal. So, that will be the east, yung vectors nasa east direction and yung vectors nasa west direction. So, meron tayo ditong 0.80 miles east. And we also have 0.20 miles west. So yan yung mga nasa x direction. While yung mga nasa y direction or nasa y component naman, no, or nasa y direction naman, upward or vertical naman ay yung vector na displacement 2 at displacement 4, which is south and north. So we have 1.2 miles south and 0.40 miles north. So i-add natin yung parehas na vector para makuha natin yung summation ng x component and summation ng y component, no? Tapos kapag nakuha na natin yung x and y, pwede na natin gamitin yung Pythagorean theorem para mahanap yung resultant magnitude. So yung ating x direction or yung ating summation ng mga x component or yung summation ng mga ng mga displacement nasa horizontal component, that is 0.80 miles east and 0.20 miles west. So that will be minus natin siya, 0.80 minus 0.20, that will be 0.60 or 0.60 miles. And ang magiging direction, yung mayroong mas malaking magnitude. So that will be 0.60 miles east. Then punta naman tayo dito sa y component ng ating vector. So that is 1.2 miles south and 0.4 miles north. So ang gagawin natin dyan, ima-minus lang din ulit natin. That will be equal to 0.80 miles. And the larger vector is yung south. No, south direction. So meron na tayong summation ng x components, which is 0.60 miles east, and y components, which is 0.80 miles south. So ang ating magiging bagong, no, yung bago nating ano nga to, representation is 0.6 miles east and then 0.8 miles. Ito yung x, summation of x component, and dito naman yung summation of y component. Ito lang pang yan. Yan. So yan yung magiging ating panibagong representation or diagram, no? Tapos ito yung ating R. Hinahanap natin yung resultant, displacement, and also yung angle. So hanapin natin yung resultant and also yung angle. So yung ating dito na yung ating mga summations ng summation of x component is 0.6 miles east, and summation of y component is equal to 0.80 miles south. Okay? So, ang gagawin na natin dyan ay gamitin natin yung Pythagorean theorem para mahanap yung resultant magnitude. So, that is square root of summation of x component squared plus summation of y component squared. That will be summation of 0.60 squared plus 0.80 squared, no? So that will be, kukunin natin ang calculator natin. So 0.6 squared, so that will be equal to 0.36 plus, that will be equal to 0.64. So square root of 1, no? So, ang sagot natin ay, ang resultant magnitude ay 1 mile. So, ibig sabihin, meron tayong resultant magnitude na 1 mile. So, 1 ang ating sagot. So, the resultant magnitude is 1 mile, or dahil dalawa yung ating significant figures, 1.0 mile. So, yan yung ating resultant magnitude. Dito natin nilagay. Kumpurahin natin yan. So, the resultant magnitude is equal to 1.0 miles or 1.0 mile. Then, ang ating magiging reference is east. No? Tapos, maglagay tayo ng space. Then, south. Hanapin na natin ngayon yung angle. No? So, hanapin na natin yung angle ngayon. So, paano mahanap yung angle? Gagamitin natin yung tangent function. The tangent theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. So, yung opposite ng ating angle is the summation ng y component at ang adjacent side naman ay yung summation ng x component. So that will be equal to 0.8 over 0.6. Tapos, that will be equal to 0.8 divided by 0.6. So that will be 4 over 3 or 1.33. Tapos ang gagawin natin, shift tangent natin. Shift tangent, answer that will be equal to 53. So, ang ating angle ay 53.13 or 53 na lang, no? Kasi 2 significant digits naman tayo. 53 degrees. So, ating sagot ay 1.0 mile or yung resultant displacement ng tao na naglakad is 1 mile east 53 degrees south or 1.0 mile 53 degrees south of west. So, yan yung ating sagot, no? So, I hope na malinaw, no, yung ating given problems. Okay, so para naman tayo, doon naman tayo sa pagsasama-samahin natin, no, yung component method or kumbaga, itong mga vectors na to is at an angle and we will find their resultant vector. Okay? So, iba't ibang vectors to and then meron silang iba't ibang angle. Then, we will find or ang gagawin natin, we will dissect them into their components. Then, yung mga components nila ay i-add natin addition of vectors para makuha natin yung summation ng lahat ng x component ng mga vectors na to and the summation of y components ng mga vectors na to. Pagkatapos nun ay ang gagawin natin ay gagamitin natin Pythagorean theorem in order to determine the resultant magnitude. And then after getting the resultant magnitude, gagamitin naman natin yung tangent function in order to get the angle, no, ng ating displacement. Then or ng ating vector. And then para naman dun sa pagkuha ng x and y components, gagamit tayo syempre ng trigonometric function. So, gawin na natin. No? So, ang ating problem is Cameron Purr and Baxter Nature are on a hike. Starting from home base, they make the following movements. So, yung movement A, yung una nilang movement is 2.65 kilometers north, 50 degrees west. Then, 4.77 kilometers south, 13 degrees west. Then, 3.18 kilometers east, 28 degrees south. So, ang gagawin natin dito ay gagawa muna tayo ng diagram, no? And sulat muna natin yung mga given. Ito yung ating mga given, no? So, yung 2.65 kilometers north, 50 degrees west, 4.77 kilometers south, 13 degrees west. Then we have 3.18 kilometers east, 28 degrees south. So, kung gawa muna tayo ng Cartesian plane natin. We have our Cartesian plane. Kapag meron tayong Cartesian plane, i-graph na natin yung A. So, yung A is starting position, starting direction niya is north. So, ibig sabihin yung kanyang reference is north. Then, going 50 degrees west, going to west. So, this is north, west, east, then south, no? So, ganito yung kanyang representation natin sa kanya, no? Represent natin siya as this this vector, no? This will be vector A. So, yan yung ating vector A. And ito yung angle niya, which is 50 degrees. Sulat natin yung 50, no? 50 degrees, no? So, yan. Yung kanyang, yan yung first na kanilang lakad. Then, second vector nila is 4.77 kilometers, 13 degrees south of west. So, south of west, 13 degrees. So, ganito naman yung kanilang vector. So, this will be vector B. And ito ay 13 degrees. So, yun yung vector B. Then, vector C is 3.18 kilometers east, 28 degrees south. So, mula dito, punta dito yung angle. So, that is 28 degrees. Or imagine 28 degrees. So, this will be the last vector or the vector C. which is 28 degrees. Ito yung mga vectors natin, vector A, vector B, and vector C. So lahat ng vectors na yan ay merong x and y component. Ibig sabihin, dapat mahanap natin yung x and y components ng vector A, vector B, and vector C. Para mahanap natin yung kanilang summation. No? Para kapag tapos kapag nahanap na natin yung summation ng mga vectors na yon, ay madali na lang natin makukuha yung resultant vector. So unahin na natin yung vector A. Sa ating vector A ay pwede nating hanapin muna natin yung x component ng vector A. So yung x component ng vector A ay ito yon, no? So drawing tayo ng horizontal line dito, that will be the x component ng vector A. Ito naman, yung mula dito sa origin pataas, no? Yan naman yung magiging y component ng vector A, no? So kunin muna natin yung components ng vector A. So para sa x component ng vector A, tatandaan natin, no, meron na tayong magnitude dyan, that is 2.65 kilometers para sa A, no? Sulat natin dito 2.65 kilometers. Or wag natin sulat, no? Kasi baka mahirapan tayo. So tatandaan natin yung x component ng vector A is opposite, no, nung angle natin. So dahil opposite siya ng angle natin, ang gagamitin nating trigonometric function, opposite, so ang gagamitin natin ay sine. Kasi meron tayong so. No, so SOHCAHTOA. So isulat natin dito yung SOHCAHTOA para hindi natin makalimutan. Yan. Okay? So sine ang gagamitin natin, sine 50, kasi 50 yung ating angle dyan. Sine 50 degrees is equal to sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Yung hypotenuse natin dito, yun yung magnitude ng A. So that will be x component ng A over the A magnitude. So that will be equal to ax, or the x component of A over 2.65 kilometers. So para makuha yung x component ng A, that will be cross multiply natin. So that will be cross multiplied 2.65 multiplied by sine 50 or sine 50. So sa calculator, gagawin mo lang dyan 2.65 times sine, pindutin mo yung sine, tapos 50. As equals mo na, lalabas yung sagot. So the x component of A is equal to 2.03 kilometers, and yan ay going to the west direction. Titignan mo dito sa ating vector. So going to the west. So sulat natin dito 2.03 kilometers west. So nakuha na natin yung x component. Ngayon kunin naman natin yung y component. Ito yung y component ng A, no? So yung y component ng A is adjacent sa ating angle. So since adjacent siya sa ating angle, pwede natin gamitin yung trigonometric function na cosine. That will be cosine 50 degrees, kasi 50 degrees nga yung angle natin, is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. Hypotenuse natin dito yung A, yung adjacent side is the y component of A. That will be equal to the y component of A divided by 2.65. Ganun din, no? So, para makuha yung y component ng A, that will be 2.65 multiplied by cosine 50. So, y component ng A is, so kunin natin ang calculator natin as cosine 50. 2.65 times cosine 50. That will be equal to 1.70. No? 1.70 kilometers. So yan ay going to north kasi papunta sa taas, no? So north. So isulat natin dito 1.70 kilometers north. So ganun yung pagkuha ng components ng vectors. Sa pagkuha ng components ng vectors, ginagamit natin ang trigonometric functions. Next. Punta naman tayo sa component B. No? So, kunin muna natin yung x component ng B. So, x component ng B ay pupunta dito, no? So, yan yung x component ng B. So, that will be bx. And then, yung y component naman ay pupunta sa baba. So, that is by. bx and by. So, yung x component ng B, na ito, yung horizontal, opposite na naman siya nung ating angle. Opposite ulit ng angle. So, ibig sabihin, gagamitin ulit nating function ay sine. And ang gagamitin nating angle is yung 13. Sine 13 degrees is equal to, nandito na tayo sa B, which is 13 degrees yung angle. So, sine 13 degrees is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, which is equal to, yung opposite side is the x component ng B, and yung hypotenuse is the vector B. So that will be equal to x component ng B divided by magnitude ng B, which is 4.77. So ito yan, ha. So para makuha yung x component ng B, cross multiply, that will be 4.77 multiplied by sine 13. So ang x component ng B ay 4.77 multiplied by sine 13 degrees. So that is 1.07 kilometers. And tatandaan natin yan ay going to west. That's 1.07 kilometers west. So, yan yung ating x component ng B. Ngayon, kunin naman natin yung y component ng B. Y component ng B ay ito. Itong side na to. So, that is adjacent to our angle o katabi ng ating angle. So, that will be, ang gagamitin natin since adjacent siya, cosine function. So, cosine 13 degrees pa din is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. Ating adjacent side is the y component ng B divided by yung hypotenuse natin is the vector B. So that will be equal to y component ng B over 4.77 pa rin. So cross multiply lang para makuha natin yung y component ng B. So that's 4.77 multiplied by cosine 13. So ang y component ng B is equal to, so papalitan lang natin ng cosine. So that will be equal to 4.647 or 4.65 kilometers. So papunta sa baba yung ating vector, so that is south. So meron tayong 4.65 kilometers south. Okay. Ngayon naman ay kunin natin yung vector C, components ng vector C. So doon tayo sa component ng vector C. So yung ating vector C, yung kanyang x component ay itong side na to, no? While yung y component niya is itong side na to. So ito yung ating x component, letter C pala. So ito yung ating x component, Cx, then ito yung ating y component, Cy, no? So unahin natin yung x component ng C, no? So papansin nyo, yung x component ng C natin ngayon is the adjacent side. Kasi ito yung angle natin, tapos ito yung adjacent side. No, yung x component. So ang gagamitin natin, since adjacent side yan, ang gagamitin natin ay cosine. Sure. So doon na tayo sa C. So that will be cosine 28 degrees is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. Yung adjacent side is the x component ng C. Divided by yung hypotenuse natin is the magnitude of vector C, which is 3.18. So, gagawin natin, cross multiply na lang natin para makuha natin yung dapat pala nilagay muna natin, that will be C. So, x component ng C divided by 3.18. Yan. Para mas kompleto. So, para makuha natin yung x component ng C, we just need to cross multiply 3.18 multiplied by cosine 28 degrees. So, ang x component ng C ay cosine 28. 2.807. No? So, 2.807 or 2.81 kilometers and that is going to the east direction. This will be 2.81 kilometers east. Okay? So, kunin naman natin yung y component ng vector c. Yung y component ng vector c is opposite side naman ng ating angle. So, gagamitin natin function ay sine function. So, sine 28 degrees is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. That will be equal to the y component of c divided by c. C yung hypotenuse natin. So, y component ng c divided by 3.18. So, para makuha yung y component ng c, cross multiply lang natin. That will be 3.18 multiplied by cosine 28 degrees. Cosine tuloy, sine pala, no? Sine 28 degrees. So, yung ating y component ng c is 1.492. So, 1.49 kilometers, and that is going to the south direction. So, 1.49 kilometers south. Okay? So, mapapansin nyo dito sa ating focus natin, no? Ay, naanuhan pala ng ilaw, no? So, okay lang yan. So, i-ano natin. Tingnan natin yung ating mga vectors or yung component ng ating mga vectors. So, yung meron tayong mga x components and meron tayong y components, no? So, tingnan muna natin yung parehas ang direction. Kapag parehas ang direction, i-add natin sila. Tapos, i-minus natin yung different direction, no? Para makuha natin yung summation ng x and y components. So, sa mga x component, 2.03 kilometers west, 1.07 kilometers west, 2.81 kilometers east. So, ibig sabihin, i-add muna natin itong dalawang west direction, tapos i-minus natin yung east direction kasi naiiba siya. So, that will be 2.03 plus 1.07, tapos minus 2.81. So, that will be equal to 0.290 kilometers. Tapos, kukunin natin syempre yung direction na west kasi yan yung mas maraming direction ng x component, no? So, 0.290 kilometers west. And then, ganun din yung gagawin natin, no? Sa y component, meron tayong 1.70 kilometers north, 4.65 kilometers south, 1.49 kilometers south. So, ang gagawin natin, add muna natin yung parehas na south direction bago natin i-minus yung north direction. That will be 4.65 plus 1.49 minus 1.70. So, that will be equal to 4.44 kilometers. And ang kukunin natin direction is south, no? Kasi nga, mas mataas or mas malaki yung south direction kaysa sa north direction kung ikukumpara natin, no? Okay, so ito na yung ating summation of vectors natin, x and summation of y components, no? Sulat natin yung x and y components natin. So, burahin na natin to dahil nakuha na natin yung kailangan nating components sa kanila. So, summation of x component is equal to 0.290 kilometers west, while yung summation ng y component is equal to 4.44 kilometers south. So, kung i-drawing natin yan or i-represent natin gamit ang Cartesian plane, so that will be 0.290 kilometers west. So, mga ganito yan. For example, yan ganyan. So, dito yung x, summation of x component. Then, ito naman yung summation ng y component. So, ito yung y component, which is summation of y component. So, yung ating magiging resulta, ganito yung kanyang magiging so, this will be our resultant vector. Tapos, nandito yung angle. No? So, ganyan yung kanyang itsura. No? So, hahanapin natin yung resultant magnitude muna. So, the resultant magnitude is equal to the square root of summations of x component squared plus summations of y component squared. So, that will be square root of 0.290 squared plus 4.44 squared. That will be equal to square root of 0.290 squared. That is equal to 0.0841 plus 4.44 squared. That is equal to 19.7. So, add lang natin yung dalawa. 0.0841 plus 19.7. So, that is square root of 19.7841. So, ang ating resultant magnitude ay 4.447 or 4.45 kilometers. No? So, yan yung ating resultant magnitude. Resultant magnitude pa lang yan. Wala pa yung ating ano nga tawag natin ito? Wala pa yung direction. So, para makuha naman yung direction, since ang ating instruction doon ay relative due west, no? Relative sa due west. For example, sa due west yung ating vector. So, ilalagay natin to west, then mag-click tayo ng space para sa angle, then south, no? So, gamitin natin yung tangent function para makuha yung angle. Tangent function is opposite over adjacent. So, yung opposite side ng ating angle is yung summations of y component. Yung adjacent side is the summation of x component. So, that will be 4.44 divided by 0.29t. So, that will be equal to 4.44 divided by 0.29t is equal to 15.3. No? So, shift tangent natin ulit yan. Shift tangent. So, shift tangent natin. Answer. Then, the angle will be 86.26 or 86.3 degrees. Ilalagay natin dito 86.3 degrees. No? So, ang final answer or yung answer or yung ating resultant vector is 4.45 kilometers west, 86.3 degrees south, or 4.45 kilometers, 86.3 degrees south of west. No? So, yan yung ating, yan yung tinatawag natin na solving for the resultant vector using the component method. So, dinisect muna natin yung mga vectors into its components, tapos tsaka natin ginamit yung addition of vectors. And after the addition of vectors, ginamit natin yung summation ng x and summation ng y components para kunin yung resultant magnitude. Ginamit natin ay Pythagorean theorem. And then, para naman sa angle, no, or ng direction, we use the tangent function. Okay, so I hope na naging malinaw yung ating mga pinag-aralan ngayong linggong to. So, we have discussed about una, yung vectors and scalars. Ano yung pagkakaiba ng scalar and vector quantity? Madali lang naman ang pagkakaiba nila. So, yung scalar, magnitude only. Yung vectors is magnitude with direction. Then, sunod na is the resultant. Then, the addition of vectors. So, pag sinabi natin addition of vectors, yung first case is same direction. So, kapag same direction, ang ginagawa natin is we just add the vectors and we just use the same direction. Then, kapag naman different directions, ang ginagawa natin is we subtract the larger to the smaller magnitude. Pag subtract natin, gagamitin natin yung direction ng mas malaking vector. Then, after that, yung case 3, which the vectors, no, creates a 90-degree angle or they act perpendicularly. Ginagamit natin para makuha yung resultant magnitude is the Pythagorean theorem. And ginagamit natin para makuha yung angle ng direction is ang ginagamit natin ay yung tangent function. No? While naman yung pang-last, no, kung maraming vectors at an angle, and ang ginagawa natin, kinukuha muna natin yung ginagawa natin is component method. Kinukuha muna natin yung lahat ng x component and kinukuha natin yung lahat ng y component. Then we summate them, no? Ginagamit summation of x component, summation of y component. Then ginagamit natin yung x and y component summation using Pythagorean. We use them in Pythagorean theorem para makuha natin yung resultant magnitude, and then ginagamit natin yung tangent function in order to get the angle of the direction. So yun lahat para sa ating recap for this week.